got Blue Gloves and McGee over here, getting ready to attack P1.
Yeah, that's going to be the side of the Chicago Hunted on that unpreferred spawn towards that P2. So they're looking to kind of make their way through. And then we already see a secret route getting taken by somebody as well. But ultimately, the Paris Letdowns are going to get three players down on the side of Chicago Hunted. But we see number 3, that's Shazam. For that P2 on this P1 time already.
Yeah, Paris Letdown so far doing exactly what they need to control this time. P1's really a lot of white time for some people. It's really hard to control necessarily a lot of time on P1, so it's really just up to if you can win your gunfights, have your players look over you. But so far, Paris Letdowns are doing exactly that. They're winning what they need to, but unfortunately, they are going to lose those spawns towards Dew. We see number 2 spawn up there in the back, so the side of Chicago Hunted, they are going to be down by a little bit over 20 going in here to P2. But they are going to have those rotations and going to be ready. So as long as they win these initial gunfights, they're going to win themselves about 5 or 10 seconds of free hardpoint time without any contest here. As we see Shorzy able to win an important one there in the back. He's able to escape, play his life. Aventus able to pick up another on time, and so they're going to be safe here for at least a couple seconds.
Yeah, and Ventus with another one as well, getting that second kill, and his teammates are able to help him side plat as well. Really solid little push and breakthrough there by the side of Paris Letdowns. And they're looking to keep the rest of these Chicago Hunted players out of this P2 here, but we're seeing some things go down. Chicago Hunted are able to jump in. It's left to Shorzy and Tadpole, the great Tadpole. What a name. Left up to fight it on time, but it looks like Chicago Hunted are going to be in there, and we're just kind of seeing the scraps go back and forth. It's going to be 4 dead. Paris Letdown are going to be able to pick up the scrap time, and they're going to actually be towards this kitchen P3 first, with 2 kills already going down in their favor. That's going to be 3 dead, and that should secure them the initial time here. But for the good news from the side of Chicago Hunt, going to be looking pretty good as we're getting ready for this P3 to pop here.
Yeah, and just for the people at home on the left side with the Chicago Hunted there, we are going to see some inconsistencies there on the kill feed in their left side with their players. Everyone on Paris is going to be correct, but so if we get some names wrong, we just apologize there. Great game we have here in Black Ops 6. But so far, Paris Letdowns are doing everything they need to. Rogue Carlos going absolutely rogue with a great 4-piece there. Hopefully that doesn't make it into the freaking... Making a 5-piece! Oh my god! That's making it into the highlights. That's going to be embarrassing next year. But Paris Letdowns doing everything they need on the back of Rogue Carlos and Ventus right now, but all the team doing exactly what they need to with Ventus pulling a lot of that hill time too. He does have a Hellstorm as well, so we'll be able to see that probably come out here later in the map. But so far, Chicago Hunted looking to, try to get some rotation here. It's Chase has a great opportunity to get a 2-piece there. Chicago do get 3 down on the side of Paris. That make that all 4, and they are going to spawn out and have some this time.
Yeah, they're going to be in this time first, and this P4 can be a hill that you can hold down an entire 60, and that'll be really big for them to kind of pull their way back up. They kind of built out. It's Chase is doing a nice job of keeping players off, able to pick off 2, but Pegasus is able to make it to the back. He's going to get a big 2-piece of his own, and that's going to force those Chicago Hunted players to spawn out, and the rest of the Paris Letdowns are here, being able to force the conditions for the Chicago Hunted to kind of fight through the front. And Rogue Carlos again with a nice 3-piece, so he's just frying right now. He's moving and grooving. He's making his way around the bedroom side, and he's looking for more players. Going to get taken out. Going to lose his streak here, but the rest of his teammates are here for the cleanup. Shazam's going to get a trade out for this final scrap. It looks like maybe the test is going to come down here. Here for the help as well.
Yeah, and I mean, so far we're seeing first half of this first rotation go straight to the Paris Letdown. About a double point advantage here, but it's Skyline. Anything can happen. That first rotation can happen on the side of Chicago Hunted here on the second rotation. So we'll really see who can keep map present, who can get all the kills that they need to here. So Chicago so far in control of this P1 as the side of Paris Letdowns are all spawning on that right side of the map. Ventus does call in a Hellstorm missile. He's able to pick up no players, I believe. There may be 1 player on the point kind of initially, but Paris are going to use that streak, see if they can get towards that P1, maybe pick up some time. But so far, Chicago Hunted are doing what they need to, keeping them off time or getting time for themselves. So we still see about a 50-point lead here for the side of Paris, about what it was going into this P1. But so far, Chicago Hunted just need to stay on that left side spawns, make sure they have this P2, and they can have a good P2 hold and really bring this game back.
And I think Shorzy will be the player to watch here. He's able to make it through P2, and he's looking to slip through the back. He's got some important gunfights to win here. He's going to win one, going to be able to slip through the back, but the rest of these Chicago Hunted players should know that he's here somewhere. He's going to be Tadpole in the back that's able to pick up one. He's going to get traded out by Ventus. So really good place from Shorzy there to get the first initial kill and kind of play his life to let the rest of his team kind of get surrounded around and let his team get here. But unfortunately, they do not get the backstab. The Chicago Hunters are going to break right into the hill, and they're getting the kills around the hill as well. So they're going to secure themselves a spawn. No one's watching Zips though, so Pegasus is able to get in, one, able to get a second, but he's going to get traded out by Cyber. So we're just kind of in this back and forth mixy P2 here with nobody able to lock down these spawns and hold their lanes quite right. These teams are just kind of going back and forth here, but Chicago Hunted doing a pretty good job of securing this time, and we're starting to see that lead dwindle a little bit down from that 50-point margin that we saw on P1.
Yeah, and Paris Letdowns just really elected to give them that last 23 or so seconds on that point. So they're just really banking on the fact that they can hold this kitchen here. So if they can't hold this initial wave, it's going to be kind of a little bit of a breakdown for the side of Paris. No pun on the name Letdown. But so far, we've seen Chicago Hunted just really be mixy. They still have the, the non-preferred spawns here towards that fire side. Ventus able to get in here, at least get a kill. And we kind of just see trades going back and forth. But Chicago Hunted still spawning on that not preferred side, so they're going to want to flip at some point. They still have 40 left in the hill, and it's Skyline, so you don't need to rotate at 30 or 20 like some other maps, but you do need to rotate at least before 0, especially towards this P4, as we see number 44 in the Great Tadpole starting to make a wrap towards that closet, able to not pick up that player there on the mini map. And so Paris Letdowns, although they haven't gotten many points on this hill, they have kept kept spawns, so it'll be good for them going into P4 if they can continue to hold.
Yeah, I mean, continue to hold this is going to be key. Chicago isn't able to get in. They should be able to secure the rest of this 5 seconds of scrap here, and they're going to be able to make their push as a team to try to break this P4. And we see a big kill coming through in the back by Great Tadpole. He's laying down, playing his life, waiting for his teammates here. Able to get some trades. There's going to be one player left in time. That's Ventus is able to get 2 and keep those Chicago Hunted players off of him. Immediately chases them back to one big gunfight, and he's going to kind of force these Paris Letdowns players to spawn out if he can stay up there. He's going to get taken out. We've seen big gunfights go down in the front of the hill. We're going to see the trades go back and forth. There's only one Chicago Hunted player left. Clay, he has to regen. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken down as well. So good initial hold there inside of Paris Letdowns. They're going to be looking to keep this second wave off the hill as well, or lead up towards that mark.
Yeah, and they're maintaining this is about a 60-point lead, about 10 up on what they were after the first rotation, so they're at least gaining points overall. And obviously, as you get closer to 250, that lead's going to matter a lot more for you. But so far, Chicago is just trying to do what they can on P1 here. And it's going to be really important for them to stop a P1 and stop a P2 push here. We've seen Underground Route being taken by one of the Paris members. I don't know, it's going to be red here, so this could be pretty big from the side of Rogue Carlos.
Some shots down. Unfortunately, there's a second player there that's going to be able to pick him off from the bridge side. We're going to see Ventus winning a 1v1 in hill. He's able to sit his butt down by the gymnasium here. Good timeout and wait for his teammates to get through. And they've crossed that 200 mark, so they're looking at that 250 to win this game. We see 2 Chicago Hunted players breaking into the hill here in P1, but now they've lost those P2. They might be able to get this scrap time here if the kills go down the way, make their way over towards that P2 side to flip these spawns on their head so they can get the majority of that time on the P2 to pull this game back in, as the Paris Letdowns are now getting the scrap time on P2.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned them being able to get the scrap on P1, but right as you say that, they lose that scrap time, they're going to be down. Paris Letdowns only need about 23 points to win here, and on P2 that should be pretty easy for them, especially the way it's been going for them. So the side of Chicago here, you pretty much need to be perfect the rest of the game, and with Pegasus getting a 2-piece there, it's going to be really difficult, and Shorzy picking up that third. Last one being to be the Great Tadpole here. He's looking to get in time, able to pick up one, secure that time for his team for at least for a couple seconds, able to win that next gunfight. That's going to be 3 dead. Last one's going to be in hill with Shorzy, is going to win that gunfight. Last person here to make this any effort from the side of Chicago, and they are in control with Paris Letdowns only needing 11 seconds for the win, so they can continue to contest this hill for a little bit without real worry of anything happening. Even if they hold a perfect kitchen, Chicago's still not going to win it. So Paris are just hopping in time when they can. Ventus with 2 huge gunfight wins, and that may do it for him here if he can win this gunfight. And unfortunately, he can't, so that we might see a kitchen here. We see one more fight coming down. Chase with a great win to extend this for his team, but on this kitchen, Pegasus is already here. He unfortunately gets traded out, so Chicago Hunted are in time, but you need to be absolutely perfect. You cannot afford really any mistakes at all.
Yeah, I mean, no mistakes is going to be huge. The whole time he's able to get a big kill, he's going to be left as a 1v1 here. Carlos is going to win that. They're set on time. They're challenged. One more player close, and now they're going to sit down in time. Unfortunately, there's more Chicago Hunted players that are close. So Paris Letdowns, you started with your foot on that gas pedal. They really never let up from it either. And ultimately, some of their slaying powers that kind of came through there really ultimately won them that map. So good map number one from the side of Paris. You know, Skyline, if you come out hot, you're going to keep going hot. You're going to end up winning the map. So I think they did a really good job of starting that map off just in the right footing, and they just kind of kept going from there. You
Yeah.
might be able to make it for free in their base and kind of make your way around, but we're going to see the side of Chicago Hunted here on the offensive side first, and it looks like they're making their way right towards that elevator shaft, going to get ready, and there's going to be only one Paris Letdowns player here close. So we're seeing Shorzy slide out and chow, but that nice double chow is going to come through, and then we're going to see Rogue Carlos having to back up after he's able to even up the score 3-3 here. But we're seeing the rest of the Chicago Hunted kind of posting up here in the A site, and that bomb plant's already halfway down. Rogue Carlos still the only player close. He's going to get taken down, and it's going to be left up to Pegasus here in a 1v3 as he's looking to go through that big board. And as soon as I
Yeah,
say that, he's going to get taken out.
Yeah, I mean, takes the rope down, and unfortunately, just gonna be an easy kill for the side of Chicago. So that's exactly what you see on Protocol. Just an A hit. I'm really surprised that the side of Paris Letdowns didn't stack more than just one there, especially off rip. But we'll probably see some mid-game adjustments on that from their side. So we'll see how they come out on this offense. Maybe they hit that again. Maybe they don't. So it'll be interesting to see Paris, what strategies they pull out here, especially with Rogue and Shorzy being their SMGs. They really did kind of go off map number one. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to push that A agenda a little bit more. And that's looks like exactly what they're doing, going down here elevator. And the side of Chicago Hunted are going to stack more players here and make that, immediately 3 dead from the side of Paris. Shorzy trying to get out of here. He's going to be last alive out of Grandma's. That door's going to get creaked, and he's going to get found out there. So far, so good from the side of Chicago Hunted.
Yeah, so far so good. I did notice something interesting in that kill cam there. Looks like there's a little like 2 liter of Dr. Pepper over in the corner. Probably not labeled Dr. Pepper because it's Call of Duty and copyright and all that stuff, but you learn something new about these maps every day, even if you're playing them a whole lot in the CRL or in ranked play. So that was an interesting thing for me. But Chicago Hunted off to a great start here so far, up 2-0 in that map. They took that A Chow just straight head on with aggression. They were able to get 3 kills pretty instantaneously, and I mean that round ended nearly faster than we waited for the countdown timer to go through for it. So they're going to switch up their play just a little bit here. We're seeing Chase take the bomb towards their ammo building, and he's already making his way in, looking to get aggressive. He's going to see that the door's popped. He's going to be looking up top for a player. He's going to be able to get 2 in their ammo building, and we're going to see 1 player go down from the side of Paris Letdowns, or from the side of Chicago Hunted as well. So we're back up here in a 2v2 with Rogue Carlos and Shorzy posted up in the other team's building, while Tadpole and its Chase are posted up on their spawn, and Tadpole is just going to rip with that aims there. So now it's going to be Carlos left up here in a 1v1 as our bomb's about to get planted.
Yeah, and the side of Chicago, they know something's up here. They know he's got to be close here. We do see a little bit of a separation from the players there. Rogue Carlos able to pick up 1, able to spot the second, able to get that great kill. That is just absolutely criminal from the side of Rogue Carlos. They're able to pick up that 1v2, get around for the side of Paris Letdowns. But good change up there from the side of Chicago Hunted. I just the post plant was a little unfortunate with your timings, I think. But Paris 1 back, 1 on the board here, and that's kind of how you have to start.
Yeah, I mean, you think about that player from Chicago Hunted that was running towards that gun. If he would have gotten there just a second faster, he would not have been as easy of a kill. And then you have some nice team shots kind of set up to kind of shoot across from each other. So unfortunate timing doesn't go your way, but it was a really good move. You didn't really face too much aggression towards that middle side of the map. So I'll be curious to see if they pull that out on another offensive round here, and maybe their not their next offense, but maybe the one after that. But Paris Letdowns here, looking to just make their way right back towards this A, just like the last offensive round that they had. Ventus is going to be ironing up the stairwell here. He's able to get some shots down, and they have a trophy system now as well to protect them from some of those grenades that came through to kick them off last time. Paris is able to get that first blood down. We're going to see them get a second kill as well. Chase is going to be the last player that's close here with the player on top of him. He's able to pick off one player. He's going to make his way back and hook up with his teammate here on P2, and they're going to be having to take this retake here in the 2v3 disadvantage, and they're going to have to kind of play together here. They might end up playing split, looking for different players. Chase is going to hop down
Whoa.
hello here, and the player's not going to be ready for him. So now they're going to be in a 2v2 scenario here. Really good from the side of Chicago Hunter.
Yeah, Chase able to pick up that. Is that that's an ace for Chase? Is it not? Maybe I don't
I
know.
believe ace for Chase.
I'll say I believe ace for Chase, Ryman too, but that's a great play from Chase there. Awkward elevator experience there between him and I. Not sure who that was. Might have been Carlos down below, but uh, Chicago able to come up on top, and it's just a good play from Chase. They're able to get that initial kill on that guy, that mid heady on A site, and just back up with his teammate. They're going to be down in a 2v3 at that point. Just get together, regroup, play from a different angle. And that's exactly what they did. He won that gunfight elevator, and then he's able to, get that effective trade on his teammate on that guy back site eventually. So, really good heads up play from the side of Chase there. And I believe that was Tadpole who was with him. So good team plays coming out of Chicago, and that's going to become very useful as we get into map number 3 with the control. And if we ever make it to a map number 5 in that search, it's really just going to stick with you. But we do see an interesting play coming here from the side of Chicago, kind of playing a P2 setup with the bomb. I'm not really sure. I've seen that before, but it looks like Paris read it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Paris read it well. They did all the 3 initial kills there, so now it's going to be left up to Tadpole here in a 1v4. He's going to catch one player sprinting in mid, able to pick off that player. But now the Paris Letdown players are going to know where he's coming from, and he also has to get that bomb as well. So he's looking to make a deep wrap, looking to maybe catch another one of these Paris Letdown players with their pants hanging down. But he does not know that there's a player above him. Some shots are going to go down. Number 7 Ventus is not chasing, but he's looking to chow through that window. Some good timing by Tadpole below, looking to get the shots in. Ventus wins it. Being in that 1v4 is always a hard scenario to be there, but good try by Tadpole there. Paris Letdowns, really solid round. Nice reads out of that P2 side of the map. They had 3 players there, just kind of ready. They're able to win their gunfights close up and ultimately just leave Tadpole in a pretty difficult situation to win ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, Paris did what they needed there. It's a good read on that P2 play. That's interesting. I haven't really seen that a lot out of the side of Chicago. Not exactly sure what the end play was there. Not sure if they were going A or just trying to bait out some kills. Those players, potentially boat. You see a lot of submachine gun players go there to protect that A. But it does look like the side of Paris Letdowns are going to be hitting towards that B site here. As we see Bomb make it up middle, we do see a trade already in the round. So kind of a reset here for a second with 3v3 with all of these players on the side of Paris, either on bomb going down right now, backstairs, and Shorzy just playing kind of a corner here in armor. So he may get an interesting timing here on Grammys, and he's going to. And so it's going to give him a 3v2 advantage here. I don't know if Chase has been spotted yet, but Carlos is going to be hanging out on that ladder. A little bit of a peekaboo here. Take a trip down by the shores. Shazam able to pick up 1 kill, but it's going to be left with Chase with a 1v2 here. And side of Paris Letdowns know exactly where he is. There's pretty much no way to get out of here alive.
Yeah, unfortunate there from Chase that he wasn't able to finish that player on the ladder, but Rogue Carlos does a good job of jumping down, playing his life. They isolate the other player that was with Chase and the Chicago Hunted. They're able to take him off and then play their man advantage in that 1v2 with the bomb down. So really solid round from the side of Paris Letdown there again. They're going to even up our account here 3-3. So we're back down to even square for this, and it's going to be an interesting one as we've seen this back and forth. We've seen some offensive wins. We've seen some defensive wins. We've seen some interesting plays. So I'll be curious to see what the Chicago Hunted decide to do here. Maybe they're deciding to go back down the elevator shaft. But no, it looks like Chase has taken that bomb back towards the middle of the map again, and once again, he's not going to meet much contention. And Tadpole's able to get a early first
Hold
blood,
that.
and we're seeing a team name or a self nade come down as well. So now Paris Letdowns, you're going to be stuck here in the man disadvantage, and that bomb is making its way over towards B to get planted. Shorzy is looking for this player up top. Grandma is going to get some bad timing there as the door gets open. Going to get taken out. Pegasus going to get taken out as well by the Chicago Hunted players that were on B. Really solid round there. You know, you get the first blood, the left side of the map opens up, you decide to push through and take the aggression, and then ultimately you isolate the one player that was left on that side, and then you see a nice timing come down in that 1v1 on top grandmas as well. So really solid round from the side of there Paris, or from the side of Chicago there on the offense. So you're going to take the first lead back, and we're going to see if Paris can do the same thing right back to him and even it back up at 4-4.
Yeah, this will be a the next offensive round. Chicago have done a really good job. They've been successful at A. This is twice they've pretty much gotten free passage to B with nothing. So when they have attacking next, the Paris Letdowns are going to have to make a an educated choice or decision here on where they're going to go, because the side of Chicago is going to be really, honestly, so far has been successful everywhere. So they've allowed themselves to have flexibility in what they do, and that's really going to be confusing for the side of Paris, I think. But so far, Paris made it B already. Grammy knows that Shorzy's going to be sitting there just like he did last time. So good thing on his part. But so far, Paris has that entire backside of the map control, and so far, side of Chicago really just needs to pick up one by one. But unfortunately, Rogue Carlos able to pick up one off rip, and the second there on Grammys. Those are some great shots, and so we are back here to a 4-4 tie. And I think this is the round that makes it here for Chicago. Obviously, you don't want to go down 4-5, but I think this can really put kind of a damper on the side of Paris. If you just make another play that they have no idea what you're doing, you could have a free pick off rip.
Yeah, you definitely could. It'll be interesting to see where this bomb decides to go. But ultimately, like you said, this is going to be a big round. The first team that gets to 5 is going to see that win in sight for this map number 2. So we're going to see where Chase decides to take this bomb, and he's probably going to make his way back towards mid. But as soon as I say that, they're deciding to hit down through the elevator shaft. There's going to be at least 2 players here close to contesting this time. So it'll be interesting to see how these initial gunfights go down. And first blood's going to go to the side of Paris. Shorzy's looking to get active. We see a second kill coming down in their favor, a third kill as well coming down from the grandma's side. That's going to be Grammy's all alone in the 1v2, and he's going to get ripped. So Paris Letdowns with a nice defensive round win there, ready for that A fast hit. They were ready, guns up. They were able to get the first bloods and then play their trades from there.
Yeah, I mean, Paris just read it right. They got the kills they needed to, and they're going to reward themselves with a game point here in map number 2. So it's really just on the side of Chicago, you're going to be defending here. I'm not sure how round 11 is going to square out with the kills. It's kind of hard to calculate when they're not on the screen for us. So Chicago, they really just got to win here. I think Paris, I'm not really sure. You've had a couple successful B attempts, at least making it there. You've had a successful A attempts, and it looks like they're going to be playing this outside, probably eventually going towards B unless it's a kind of a slow stall play. Rogue Carlos Pegasus able to pick up the first kill. First blood. Paris able to pick up another kill on them. Chase taking a route, unfortunately gonna get found out, so it's up to a Tadpole with a 1v4 to keep his team alive here.
Yeah, and he's going to get the first kill on that player. And he's in a decent spot back here. These players going to isolate him 1v1 challenge. He could have a chance, but ultimately we see the side of the Paris Letdowns there going to double challenge him. He's not able to finish off the kills. And Paris Letdowns with a nice map number 2. Chicago Hunted started off really hot there, but I think Paris Letdowns made some nice mid-game adjustments, and ultimately some of those key gunfights went their way. So good solid map number 2 there. You're going to extend
Paris Letdowns are going to be up 2-0 in the series here against the Chicago Hunted in this Bronze Premade East. We're going to see a big kaboom happening right there from Tadpole. Chicago Hunted starting off pretty well here. As I say that, Pegasus is going to say something for himself here and get a 2-piece. So far, Paris and Chicago kind of evenly matched here on this map.
Yeah, the good thing from the side of Chicago Hunted is you win those initial gunfights, and you're going to have a little bit more map positioning here. But we're seeing a nice route from the Paris Letdowns here, making their way through the rock as all these Chicago Hunted players are over towards the A side. But Chase and Co, they kind of know something's up, so they're looking for these players that come out from the rock side. They're going to get that kill there, and I see something interesting where player number one, Shorzy, is in spawn, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, if he's dropped out of the match or not, but we're going to see what happens here as the Paris Letdowns are making the way through here. Rogue Carlos is going to get picked off from the rock side, and Ventus is looking to make his way through the middle map. He's just going to touch time here to stop the clock as we're already down to 25 seconds on the clock here. Pegasus with another win up in the top middle. They've made their transition over towards this B site. We see Rogue Carlos shifting his view over towards the P1 there. The A site is going to win a nice big two-piece there, but he's going to trade it out effectively there. So ultimately, we're still seeing this progress go through, and we see Shorzy here now. So he might have been, maybe a quick bathroom break, and he's back now here before this B tick is starting to fly up here as he's getting started.
There's no way. There's no way they do this right. Like this would be crazy if that's how this happens. I know this side of Chicago can't see anything, but that is going to be the B point down, pretty much with one player gone the most of the round. And I just respect it from Shorzy. Honestly, he's just anchoring for his team, making sure they have those fountain spawns. They're ready for that eventual hacienda hard point that's not happening with the garage spawns. I mean, I tip it. Honestly, he's doing a good job for his team. We do see the A point here on Aussie control over half ticked here, as Paris now have, I guess, 4 players playing. I'm not sure what that was for the first half of the game, but so far Chicago are doing a pretty good job here, spreading themselves out across this map, pushing the side of Paris down or back, I should say, after that B capture. But they still have not gotten, they have not ticked A down anymore. So really, 2 or 3 down from the side of Chicago Hunted could be pretty dangerous here, as you get 2 people on that point, and that tick's going to be pretty much gone. And then you're going to be on to the next. And here's that 2 players onto the point, just like I was talking. Chicago able to win 1, but that is going to be the second tick of progress gone as they continue to catch that 3rd tick. And I believe that is going to be pretty much it for the game right there. Or sorry, for the round right there, as Paris Letdowns practically winning that 3v4.
That was one of the most interesting rounds of control that I've seen this season in the CRL. So, very interesting. Maybe strategy, some mind games going on. Maybe they thought Shorzy was lost in the map somewhere because they never saw him in spawn. Maybe so. I tip it. But ultimately, solid round there. So we saw a really big 1v1 go down on that B site where the Paris Letdown were able to win that to secure that final tick. And then ultimately, that A point being the harder of the 2 to capture is a lot easier when you don't have to worry about the B side of the map quite as much. So really solid first offensive round there from the side of Paris Letdowns. They're going to be looking to make their way on the defensive side as well. But Chicago Hunted are here in force. They've got 3 players stacking the point, 1 player fighting towards you is going to get taken out, but Chase is there for the trade. We'll see another couple kills going down. Pegasus and Co are looking for somebody on the actual fences as well. They're going to get that. They're going to be clearing off this point, but ultimately you already got 2 ticks towards that B side. You're already getting progress towards A, so a hot start on this offensive side on hostile control as well.
Yeah, Paris Letdown's able to stop that A point from being captured, as we do see a slight fight coming down here. Grannies is able to hop on that A point, eventually get that capture, but the side of Paris are not on that B side of the map at all. So Chicago just really didn't have a lot of knowledge on where they were, but that B side is completely free, and maybe they're just trying to focus towards A, get that done, since they have 2 done at B already. And it looks like exactly what they're doing here. That's going to be 3 stacked on the point. That is going to fly here. Shorzy is kind of the last player here, able to pick up 1, not able to pick up anything else here on this time, but so far side of Chicago Hunted are able to cap both, or that A point. They have 1 tick left on B. This is going to be pretty dangerous for the side of Paris here. If you're not pretty much perfect, you're probably not going to win this round.
Yeah, the B capture point is definitely the easier of the 2. There's so many different things that you can watch. 2 players or 3 players on time, and as soon as we start talking, that's going to be a quick 3 dead.
There it is.
That's 3 players from the side of Chicago Hunted on this capture point. Rob Carlos is the only one that can get in contest time, and unfortunately, he's just a tick too slow. So Chicago Hunted, a very, very, solid bounce back round there on the offensive side as well. So these 2 teams, we may be looking for the preference on the offensive side of the towards around 5. So it's going to be maybe more favored towards who has less kills or less ticks if we're looking at a potential round 5 here. But ultimately, these 2 teams just want to win the map. So one of them is going to be looking to make their statement on their next defensive side. So Chicago Hunted with a really nice offensive round there is going to be looking to start that right here as well to go up 2-1. But Paris Letdowns had a really solid start to their round number 1. They're going to be looking to kind of make their way right back with that same mindset again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've kind of seen in this map as progresses, or at, I can't talk. We've seen as this map has progressed through the last couple of weeks of this being played. Typically, we see new control maps starting out as pretty defensive heavy, and then teams learn how to attack the map, where to play spawns, where to hide when you need to. And so this has really kind of turned into an offensive side map a lot of the times, with B being you know, a lot further away from the spawn, so it's a little bit easier to capture, but A being pretty accessible too, as you can set up a spawn trap here with players sitting bottom log side and just being able to stare right into spawn and watch players spawn up. It's pretty dangerous if you can get it set up for your team, but Pegasus able to pick up 2 for his side, send them back to the spawn with the other 2 players being unknown here, as he's going to pick up these 2 players on spawn, at least know where they're at, know where they're coming from. He's able to see one, not able to see that second. Almost gets that flick on him. That would have been huge, but so far the other side of Paris, I don't know if they've just not been winning their gunfights or not moving up the map, but so far no map presence has really been gained so far.
Yeah, and we see Rogue Carlos trying to do what active. He's going to back down and then reach out. Unfortunately, going to get taken out. We're going to see 2 kills come down on the side of Chicago. We're going to see Ventus jump down at the time. He's able to win a big one-on-one there, but it's going to be Tadpole left as this last player close. He's going to be looking to potentially chow throughout, but we're seeing the side of Paris Letdowns, you know, every time they're kind of always alone wherever they finally get somebody on hill. So they're constantly pushing out that log side, and then that player's just ultimately getting eaten up by the spawners that are back off again. So they're going to need a really solid 2 or 3 down here in order to secure this A capture point, since they don't have any progress over towards B. We see some nice gunfights going down as well already. We're seeing 2 players close on time. That's going to be 3 dead, 1 player left down low logs, but Chase is able to get 2, push those players back off spawn again, and we're going 5 seconds left. He's looking to fight off this initial wave. He's going to get 1, get taken out. His other teammates are there for the backup, and it's just going to be a little bit of a mixy hang out here, 1 by 1, as Rogue Carlos is the last player point. He's able to get 1, going to get a second, going to get taken out, and then we're going to see this tick come all the way down. So Chicago hunted a really, really solid defensive stalwart that they were able to set up there. They were able to secure 1 tick on the 8.5 loop, but absolutely 0 ticks on the B side. So really solid defensive hold there after your offensive round 1 that you just got in that second round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what was going on in the Paris camp there, but they just kept trying to hit rock side, and this is really not what you want to do. I'm just kind of confused as to what was happening there. I'm not really sure if they got that second tick or not. I believe they did. And there were quite a few people on the point towards the end there, so it was an interesting end there. I'm not sure why the clock didn't stop, but you know, your side of Paris to just have a good defense here. We do see the side of Chicago pretty much for hitting this B side. They want to be able to get that point done and dusted with, and then get over towards that A point. So if they able to pick up an attacking round here, that's going to be mapped for them, and they'll extend this to a map number 4. So see Chicago, I think they're going to try to get towards that B site. If they can get an opportunity, they'll probably try to get a few ticks A, just to be able to help them kind of later in the round if they get there. And so you really just got to start winning your gunfight. So Tadpole was alive on their side, but wasn't able to get anywhere. And so Chase hops on time here, able to pick up 1, but not able to do anything else. And that's going to be the side of Chicago hunted all the way back into spawn.
Yeah, and Rogue Carlos is doing a nice job of keeping that aggression up, looking for these players off spawn. He's able to get 1, going to get another player big door, and he's looking to get lost over here. So he's going to be the player from the side of Paris Letdown. The Chicago Hunter are chasing. They're able to find him pretty quickly, but the rest of his team is just right back here for the trades again. And Pegasus with a big kill almost gets the shots into the second, but as soon as that player goes down, Dorothy's right back, keeping the aggression in their spawn. So Chicago Hunter hasn't been able to make a whole lot of forward progress here, as they've been getting kind of spawn trapped for the last 30 seconds. We see 1 player, that's Shazam, is going to be able to slip the net through, and it looks like one of the Paris Letdown players is going to be potentially reading that, going to get some shots down, and he's going to just jump on this B point and kind of stop the clock, maybe see if he can potentially get a tick here to allow his teammates to get out of spawn. But unfortunately for him, just the rest of his teammates are just kind of getting farmed in spawn right now. He's going to get double pinched. we're going to start to see that clock tick down ever so more. We do see the clock stopping there, so that was the 8 point, but that player is going to get taken out as well. And with 2 seconds left here, all the players off spawn, they're just going to have to sprint for their lives. They're not going to make it. We're going to be tied up 2-2 here. So, really prominent offensive round win from both teams, followed up by two stellar defensives from the round team. So, who the heck knows what's going to happen in this round number 5? Who cares which side of the map you're on? You guys have had success on both sides. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this round number 5 plays out here.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you with the whatever statement because it's been weird. Paris are going to be on defense. They have the most ticks captured. But we saw two really weird attacking rounds, followed by two really, I'm probably just going to say bad attacking rounds, like not even good defensive rounds. So really confused as to kind of what happened here. So we'll see what happens here. You know, in this last round, Chicago's going to start off with the first kill. It's going to get immediately traded, but you really just got to do something. I think the last couple times we saw the offensive round, teams didn't hop on the point with multiple players at all. I think they were just solo hopping on the point. Great snap there from the side of Rogue Carlos, able to pick up one. Spots Tadpole on that point, but you know, the side of Chicago, you just got to hop on the point with more than one person. I feel like they get 3 down, and then the last person just hops on point. It hasn't been working for him, but you have Chase as the last person up here. He's going to have a fight towards Rock. He's going to lose that, so it's going to be Chicago hunted all off their spawn here. Going to be attacking Rock side. They're going to have an initial gunfight that they are going to win, so they'll be able to push up on the map just a little bit here, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, they're making their way through, but Shoresies is ready for the gunfights. He's going to get 2 kills, and Shazam is going to respond. He's looking for these gunfights. Going to get some shots down, but he's going to try to play his life here, try to get lost inside of their spawn in the logs room. He's just going to sit here and wait in this corner, and he's going to be hoping that his team can make some progress over towards that B point. He gets some good timing on Carlos, but not able to get that kill, so he's going to just be running for his life once again. But again, those 3 players on his team are all off spawn again. We see those players from the Paris Letdowns looking for the spawners, but they've all made their way over towards this B side, kind of slipped the net through the outside. There's only one more player close on the bridge side, and as we see 3 players stacking the point, that first tick comes down very fast. Has to go with another kill. This tick's absolutely flying with 2 left here. Some more gunfights going down, and just the Chicago Hunter is getting everything. So that B capture point is going to go down here, and with a minute left, you've got plenty of time, but the bigger concern is that you're down 10 on lives here. So you're going to have to play this very methodically, find your 4 dead, hop on that point altogether, like you mentioned, and we're going to watch that tick fly.
Yeah, I mean, they got the easy point first. They're going to have to wrap back here, clear out this person in their spawn. They're going to have number 2, number 3 with Rogue Carlos and Ventos being there, just capturing them off spawn. So they are on a point. They're able to get 2 people. They're able to win at least one gunfight here. Tadpole, last person on time, able to pick up 1 person. Not going to see the guy above him. They are not going to get that tick just yet. They got about 45 seconds here, but look at those lives. They hit 7 lives remaining. Chicago's going to have to do something special here on Hasi to make this work for him. But, you know, all you need is a 4 stack with 11 seconds, and it's over. But side of Chicago, you really need to be perfect here. Even just trading in and out is not going to be great. So you have 2 lives kind of left to throw away, make that 1 life. Do have 1 player on the point, but that is going to be taken out on the side of Paris, and it is looking all but over for the side of Chicago.
I mean, Chicago in a 2v19 here, it's just going to be quite the impossible task. He's looking to get active. He's going to get taken out. He was the last player alive. Paris Letdown are going to win map number 3, and they're going to take our first series of the night in a 3-0 fashion. I think the big thing for them on that Hasi was just the spawns. You know, they kept control of that lobby and spiral staircase every single defensive round to watch them win there. That was kind of the big difference maker that I saw. They kind of changed up from that first defensive side that they had.